each day, live each day, so that you are more prepared to meet your Maker. As a physician and surgeon, I have great admiration for medical professionals, scientists, and all who are working around the clock to curb the spread of COVID-19. I am also a man of faith. I am also a man of faith. I am also a man of faith. I am also a man of faith.
Travis Wingoodsell. Jonestown, we know, was a corrupt religious organization. But we know after the fact, after 900 people are dead. The Heaven's Gate cult, we know they're bad because they're all dead. There are too many religions that we know are bad after the fact. And the reason why we consider them bad, hopefully, is not because we're a part of another religion. Using a self-fulfilling prophecy of religious bigotry to justify hatred of another religion. Instead, you should be using the standard of judgment, that they were committing crimes, murder in those particular two examples, and that therefore, having violated human rights laws, universal laws of judgment, we now know that they were corrupt religions, using religion as a front for criminal purposes. But not every religion openly reveals themselves as corrupt. Some of them keep their secrets hidden, as in Philadelphia, or Pennsylvania, I guess it is, the whole state, of Catholic priests there in that one state was involved in human sex trafficking of boys. And yet we don't attribute it to the whole religion for that example. And we don't go beyond that state. In order for human trafficking, you gotta go outside the state. And so in those situations where you've got a long-standing religion, even despite its long-standing history of criminal corruption, all I have to do is mention the Spanish Inquisition, among many other atrocities, where religion is used to start wars. My God's better than your God, as an excuse to go to war and destroy a people through genocidal murder. And even with governments, you know, for some strange reason, you know, well, not too strange, everything has an origin in thought and practice and principle. And so with Hitler, people didn't see that he was going to be as horrifying of a human being as he became. the horrible atrocities attributed to him and his Nazi regime. And it's even worse when you have people who openly espouse his ideals, calling themselves neo-Nazis, the new Nazis. And yet we don't, as a government, shut them down automatically as a criminal organization. We've allowed them to prosper in America, to exist as an organization. And now we have Stephen Miller, who has been in the presidency, helping design many of the policies and executive orders. See, I worry Democrats are just going to let them go with a slap on the wrist. Democrats are not known for holding people accountable, for doing what's necessary to make sure this never happens again. But to go back to religion, there are many critics of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints who have uncovered the lies of the 1900s church. In the 1900s, there was a purposeful cover-up of church history. That being of Brigham Young's leadership and everything that he espoused and brought forth. And what historians are finding is that he was claiming that Joseph Smith secretly practiced polygamy, had raped a 14-year-old girl, had been involved in many criminal lawsuits, was involved in witchcraft, all sorts of criminal activities. And as a result, these critics come forward and saying, oh yeah, Joseph Smith was this, Joseph Smith was that. And they don't stop and think, wait a minute, no, this is all hearsay. These are from other people making the accusation of Joseph Smith. And so, in this particular case, the church has succeeded in deflecting from Brigham Young and his atrocities, getting people to go after Joseph. See, nobody starts a religion, well, yes, there are, but those who claim that Christ is their God, Jesus Christ, they don't start a religion outwardly using the symbols of Lucifer and the doctrines of Lucifer and yet claim to be Jesus Christ. Except that there's one that does. And everybody's missed it. Everybody lets it slide. Everybody lets it go. Just like people let these other criminal organizations go. Until it was too late. Until they committed crimes that they ultimately got away with, even though they died with the group. And so yes, we're talking about the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. They have the symbol of Lucifer all over Temple Square, all over the Nauvoo Temple, in celebration of the assassination of their founder. Have it on the Logan Temple. This is the secret sign of Lucifer, the inverted pentagram. I was born and raised Mormon. I never knew about it. the church purposely withholds that information. I didn't live in Utah, so I can't go driving up State Street to the Capitol building to see the inverted pentagram if I'm paying attention. The beehive and the eagle sort of distract. And since you're driving, you can't just stop and look. You have to keep going. And so unless the light allows you to get a good long look at it, unless you're walking up State Street and are able to stop and get a good long look at it, if you get sealed in the Salt Lake Temple, have your picture taken, and the photographer makes sure to include the full door with the ark, with the keystone. It's just one of those things that you just don't see. And as Mormons, we're taught what Lucifer's doctrine is. It's scattered throughout the Book of Mormon, and it's specifically expressed, summed up in Moses chapter 4 verses 1 through 4, so that we know exactly what his doctrine is, what his intentions are, and his origin story for comic book purposes. Taking away agency. And yet, Mormons don't see it. They don't see the danger because they're too close to the church to see the danger. They've been born and raised in it so that they don't see the danger. I found on the internet random picture of Israel united in Christ, and they're talking about man-made religions, and then it goes contrary to Colossians chapter 2 verse 8. And so he then lists Baptists, Pentecostals, Jehovah's Witness, Seventh-day Adventists, and right smack in the middle, Mormons. And this guy doesn't realize that what he has done with his IsraelUnite.org is that he created IsraelUnite.org. He's a man. It's a man-made religion. So that which he's accusing these other religions of, he himself is guilty of, assuming it's a guy. All religions are man-made. None of them are created by God. God does not come down and say, here you go. Well, oh, nope, I take that back. Again, Egyptians believe that gods came down, created religion. That's the only one. And interestingly, that's the origin of all religion. As man, over time, branched off from the Egyptian religion, taking the doctrines that they like and disregarding the ones they don't like. Calling them gods under new names, attaching to them different stories for theology purposes. Same. But if religion could just be about, hey, we want you to be good people, don't be mean, don't be corrupt, there would be nothing wrong with religion. It's when religion steps in and says, we need to gang up against these other groups, whether it's other religions, whether it's a bullying tactic to create a discriminatory category, such as, oh, we don't like LGBTQ plus 1A. Have you guys added any others lately? And so we're going to denounce them, demand they change. I remember the church getting all furious. The gay agenda. They're going to destroy our marriage. They're only going to destroy your marriage if you decide to abandon your marriage and go have sex with guys. Like my uncle did. So yeah, my uncle decided to become gay. Even though he claims that he was born gay, tried to justify it from his childhood. I didn't like working on the farm. I like staying home with mom. Yeah. You know, he committed a crime. He abandoned his wife and daughters. All so that he can pursue a different life under the cover of claiming that his DNA is homosexual. There's no such thing, guys. And yet, I won't go on to that subject. We'll wait until Biden securely takes hold of the presidency before I trash Democrats, as I've already trashed Republicans sufficiently under Trump. I warned you. See, it was all fun and games until Trump took office. First day in office, the southern border separation of family policy commenced. And we only know of 666 who have been separated and are still separated to this day, that can't be reunited with their parents. Interesting how it was 666, and nobody mentioned that in connection with Jared's apartment building 666. But yeah, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is now using a viral weapon against Mormons, against Utahns. Man, the other computer has now been attacked. They shut off the virus on it. I just checked it this morning because of what this one did today. Unbelievable. But I mean, these guys are dangerous. Nelson's going to hold yet another coronavirus cure. The first two were fasts. We're going to hold a fast, worldwide fast. Everybody join. I did that video this morning. Where's security? Oh, they took out security? There's no more security here. Seriously? What the hell? Oh dear God. Yeah, somebody shut off the virus threat protection. Unbelievable. They can just do it at will. Yay! The virus protection company itself is their God. Oh, okay. I see what you're doing. You're preventing me from... No, I don't want Windows. I have one. Yeah, it's now turned on. Seriously? They're just toying with me. Gee, now it's all better. Imagine. God. I just renewed it. They just sent me the email payment. What good are they if they're not going to do anything? So yes, Nelson is again, he's already put out the announcements. I did the video for you. He's announcing another worldwide event where he's going to gaslight you and distract you and say that we can have hope in these troubled times by believing in Jesus Christ. That'll put food in our tummies, cure coronavirus, give us clothing, give us shelter, stop war, just by believing in Christ. Yeah, way to go, Nelson. So there's a doctrinal principle in true Mormonism that you can't take care of the spiritual needs of the people when their physical needs have not been met. You first take care of the physical. Then you can take care of the spiritual. It's just, unfortunately, once people's physical needs are taken care of, they don't care about the spiritual. They sort of say, hey, thanks, see ya. But nobody's going to listen if you just keep pushing for spiritual. That's why those south of the border have not been retained in the church. They don't send letters of resignation. I want my membership removed. They just don't go to church anymore. Mormon Leaks released the sacrament attendance numbers prior to the coronavirus. That's why Nelson went and did his world tour back in the day, was to try to get people to go back to church. But nobody's going to go back to church because they joined thinking that the church would take care of them physically. We've all heard the stories of how a family sells their last chicken so that they can afford to travel on foot to the nearest temple, which is days away, so that they can be sealed in the temple as a family. Making that physical sacrifice of their lives that the church does not help them with. You know, that was the whole intention of Hinckley's smaller temples, is so that they can afford to put out more and more temples to make them... You turned it off again? Holy crap! What the hell is wrong with you? Yeah, these guys are just messing with me now. They found this other computer, and now they're just toying with me. Dear God, why aren't you working? No current threats. But it's... Seriously? No, what are you doing? See, now it's turned back on again. I mean, is it Windows doing it? Is Windows shutting down my... Oh, there they go again. Right there in plain sight. So here they say it's turned on. What the hell's going on? See, there it is. Back up again. Yeah, this is wrong. You're just toying with me. No, now it's saying it's not turned on. What are you doing? Oh, I'm gonna hide again. See, protection areas. Actions recommended. I've got protection. Go away. Do I have to delete Windows Defender from my thing? Why aren't you typing? Cleanse the holy water. Yeah, I'm just wasting extra time here as I'm being attacked. Hello? Where are you? This is not what I wanted. I wanted my app. App and browser control. Smart screen. Warn. Windows Defender Smart Screen helps protect your device. Turn it off. I've got security. Stay away. Smart screen for Windows Store apps. I don't know, maybe my security thing doesn't protect from viruses and threats. But I can't have you guys interrupting my programs. That one was worse than what this one went through. And so yeah, I'm putting out the warning. I've been putting out the warning. We know the signs of Lucifer. We know the doctrines of Lucifer that are embraced by this organization as they claim Jesus Christ is their God. And that's not even supposed to be our God. His name is Amen. which comes from the Egyptian god. But the Christ that we're looking for the latter days, as we're called Latter-day Saints, is not a god. He doesn't come down on a white horse flying from space to destroy the wicked Trump administration and do battle with his space force. You know that's why Trump created Space Force. But yeah, we know the dangers of the church. And so for him to pull this stunt of how he wants us to have thoughts and prayers for Jesus, to cure us of coronavirus, to take care of our financial problems, to solve our angry hatred, no. It'll be a failed thing. And Mormons will go, oh yay, we thank thee, O God, for a prophet to lead us and guide us in these latter days. We're waiting for him to tell us when we're supposed to leave Utah and go to the promised land to build Zion. Nobody's leaving. Mormons here in Utah don't even believe they're leaving. They've created a whole new scenario. It was created in about the 1950s. It involves a situation where there's going to be a secret missionary calling to go to Missouri to build it up. Build the temple, all that. Just one problem, we don't own the land. And so yeah, there is no temple being built. There are no missionaries going to be called. It's all just Mormon myths perpetuated purposely to lie and deceive. They have no intention of going to Missouri or any place east to exodus from Utah. They don't even believe in the second coming. And Mormons are getting fooled and played for fools. Do Mormons understand this? I mean, I get attacked. YouTube had me fill out a survey. And at first I thought, okay, great, I can put in my own, I can tell them what's what. And I was partially, but then after that they focused all on feelings and I was not allowed to explain why I don't want to put my feelings, because it's not about feelings. That's a psychological trap that they were trying to pull on me. So I hope you guys are taking precautions. The majority of the people that come to my channel are not Mormon anyway. I sincerely hope Nelson doesn't say, hey, I've got this new Kool-Aid for sale. Buy it up now for your food storage. They make us be self-reliant. And they blame us when we aren't prepared. Well, we need to know what we need to be prepared for. Oh, you need to be prepared for all things. Yeah, but what? Different disasters and problems require different preparations. We're not rich enough to be prepared for all things. And they know that. I mean, the whole purpose behind their bishop storehouses should have been a concept from the beginning, but no, it was a consequence of saying, oh, what do we do for Mormons during this Great Depression? Oh, gee, I wonder what we should do. Hey, wait a minute, I just read somewhere, I think it was in the Old Testament, about these things called storehouses. Why don't we come up with storehouses? And they didn't develop them thereafter. It was a one-time thing. And now they just have them as a token. Oh, look at us, everybody. Look at us. We're giving food to the poor. And we don't like to do it because we're constantly giving them a fish. And they're constantly poor. They won't go get a job, lift themselves up by their own bootstraps. So now we've got a homeless crisis, we've got a housing crisis, we've got an economic crisis, we've got a coronavirus crisis. Every single crisis, there's a crisis. And with this, a year's supply, how many Mormons actually were rich enough to afford a year's supply? This coronavirus is going to go on longer than a year. You know, they say that the Pfizer vaccine is 90% effective. You're going to give that to the whole population of the United States of America, which is over 300 million. Plus or minus the dead already. And it's only 90% effective. So that means the 10% are going to die regardless. And that's supposed to be acceptable? That's supposed to be good test results for a vaccine? That's 30 million dead. How is that acceptable? See, again, it's not until retrospect that people go, oh, I guess that was a bad idea. Oh, I guess that was a bad religion. But we know what's bad about religion. You don't spew hate. You don't extort. You don't kidnap. You don't sex traffic. And yet, church is still trying. And so, these videos that I'm doing are specifically designed to make sure that you guys are warned. It's to protect me as well, to let you know that the church is trying to have me murdered with all of their agents, co-conspirators. And I've done nothing to anybody. I went to the church in 1998 and said, hey, I deciphered Paleo-Hebrew, Joseph is a translator. Isn't that awesome? The church is true. Little did I know. And so then they attacked. And they've been attacking. And I have to defend myself. The only thing I can do is take them to court. And they get offended. Go back and watch Elder Oaks' talk again about how Black Lives Matter protesters are criminal. that they need to go through the law, not protest. Again, there are just some things we now know that they're trying to repeat, hoping that we've forgotten the history already. I haven't forgotten. Have you forgotten? See, the number of dead that Jim Jones, Heaven's Gate, and other religion group leaders have caused, it's nothing compared to what the church has already caused with coronavirus. By claiming that, oh, faith will cure coronavirus. And then if you get coronavirus, it's your fault, you're wicked. You didn't have enough faith. You didn't fast hard enough, give enough money to the church. They're sitting on trillions of dollars, and they're telling you to have faith to fix your problems. This is how an evil organization, a corrupt organization works. They cause the problem and then blame you. They don't take responsibility. They don't acknowledge that they're the cause. And when they can control the whole federal government of Utah, they get away with everything, as current lawsuit is evidence of. But that's part of my count, is that the federal courts are biased in favor of the church. And that, in and of itself, is a crime. And it's in the lawsuit. And Judge Tina Campbell has proven it correct by censoring me, by refusing to recuse, by refusing to judge against the church. And Jenkins, and Waddups, and Oberg, and Furse. The church is corrupt, and they're murdering you. And I'm the one getting attacked. I'm the one getting blamed. Have fun explaining that to your loved ones.